Welcome back to Environmental Station Alpha, everyone. Now, I just want to clarify that this is going to be the final part of this, even if we don't beat the true final boss, because, frankly, I've had enough of this game. Now, if you've been following the series, you'll know that I've been, skimming through, I've been reading through a guide over and over again. And, every time I play more of this game, the more cryptic shit gets. Stuff with, how could you have possibly known about any of this? Some of these just feel completely impossible to have solved unless you have a guide. So I guess just to explain, in the last part, we solved the creepy maze and we initiated New Game Plus. Now, what you don't know is that there was a previous part to this that wasn't uploaded onto YouTube. Alright, let me just beat this guy real quick. Now, that part is that I rushed through all of the bosses and I beat all of them. Well, not all of them, but all the ones that I needed to, until I finally found what I'm supposed to do. I beat the virus, and I got a new ending, which was pretty much the same as the last one. But what happened was that my ship got hit by a meteor, and I got what looked to have been like a joke ending. So anyway, just need to try and remember where I'm supposed to go. It's I need to find one specific location. But anyway, just to continue what I'm saying. That previous part, I got a unique ending where my ship got hit by a meteor when I just tried to beat the virus. So I'm like, okay, so I went to look for that boss I fought before, the phantom-looking one. Problem is that I had to reinitiate the 4-piece puzzle, and I didn't know how to do that anymore. So I just didn't bother. And I went back to the creepy maze. Just to see if anything is different. And the only difference was that hang on. Oh, okay. But yeah, I couldn't find those pillars again. And so I ended up going back to the creepy maze again to see if there's anything different. And the ghost wasn't there anymore. I didn't have to do any of those stupid puzzles again. Thank fuck. Oh, now I remember. The I think it's here. But the only thing that happened was that it played the same ending again and put me back to New Game Plus. Oh no, this isn't it. And the main problem was that it reset everything. So all the bosses I beat was undone. So Because literally nothing happened besides that one ending, which wasn't even worth putting on YouTube for. I never put that part. I never uploaded that part. And I think I did it during the stream as well, but I was looking meticulously through the guide to try and find what I'm supposed to be looking for. I came across the biggest problem I found was that the guide said, okay, after you've done all that, like, go back to the glitch area and like try and like go through it again and see the new ending. The problem is, hang on, let me just beat these guys first. The problem is that it said go back to the glitch area. The guide doesn't say where it is. In fact, I had to look meticulously through the guide again, and even using the search feature. Well, the find feature when you want to find specific words. The glitch area was never mentioned in the guide. There was no coordinates, no nothing. So I decided to look up on YouTube. Well, first I googled like glitch room, found nothing. So I decided to like, hang on. So I decided to check. Sorry. So I googled it, couldn't find anything. I went onto YouTube to like try and find it. Here's the problem I came across. Every single one of those videos I came across, they didn't show how to get to the true final boss. They just had it. Like, they don't show you the process. So I'm left extremely stumped and frankly just feeling ever so defeated. So no matter what, this is going to be the final part. If I can't find the true final boss in this run, we're just done. Because frankly, I've lost all of my patience with this. Like, it's one of those games where like, every time you get something new and you try to, and you believe it's the ending, it just goes on and on and on. Like, there aren't that many endings to this game, but it's also like they just keep stacking. Like, this game should have ended weeks ago, but it just keeps throwing new things just for the one ending. And it's getting to the point now where it's not fun. It's just extremely fucking annoying. However, let me just... Throughout all my meticulous searching, two things have came to mind. One was where I jumped back and forth to that one glitchy area, which I believe was to activate one of the 4 pillars. So there's that. Also, when I was looking up, I found a set of coordinates, 1707. Now, they were saying something about, this is where you have to go for the final boss. Now, I don't know if that's true. So, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. So here. How do I get there, though? Okay. So this is where I have to go. So... But yeah, like, it's just been absolutely fascinating. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to check out these two areas that I've remembered. Like, the one bit where I had to go for that pillar. And the other... These coordinates, 1707. And if none of these are right, then I'm just going to be done with the game and I'm just going to move on. If anyone in the comments knows the true solution, like, please let me know. Because I don't want to end this with a lack of satisfaction. But at the same time, like, there's that point in me where I'm just like, is it even worth it anymore? Okay, just need to beat this boss. Okay. Actually, I still have that old map. Let me see if I am can figure it out with this. Hold on. Okay. Oh. No. I was already there. That was that place with the second pillar. Why'd that make me jump? Okay. So this is 1710. 1707. I'm gonna head back there one last time, because I might have done something wrong. Okay, down this way, then head up. Okay. So I've heard that there's a bit of a scare. I believe what it is I'm supposed to go in here and pause. Okay. So 1707 was wrong. So the closest to a reliable tip I got was false. Now, I believe the glitch that I'm supposed to dash through is where the dash boost to X was. Which is here. So now best way to go is... I suppose this way. Okay, down and right. Down right again. Really? Son of a... Okay. I don't like being jump scared. That's why I'm wearing my headphones. You know, I'll just take them off. So let me see. It's what was it? Oh, that was it. So, I've tried everything I've been told. I've done everything I can think of. And frankly, I don't know what to do anymore. Okay. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to end it here for good. Or at least, not for good. Okay. So I might as well say my thoughts here. Like, this game is fantastic. It has an excellent environment. It has excellent atmosphere, tight gameplay, and the boss fights are really good. Pretty difficult as well, which is something I don't really see in a lot of Metroidvania games. Usually the bosses aren't really that tough. But they more often than not they're mostly just in the way, but some can be kind of tough, but not all of them. They're usually pretty simple. But no, this game's bosses are really tight, and and require a lot of skill. My only real complaints about this game is you don't get a lot of variety in how you fight. It's just shoot and dodge, which on one hand isn't a bad thing, all things considered, because it means that it's easy to understand and there's no like complicated stuff to it. So there is that. This is more of a personal opinion, but I don't like how halfway through the game, previous areas you could go through no problem get locked behind, and so you need to take roundabout ways to get to where you previously went. I can see how people would like that because it's changes in the environments to tell a story and to get you to get used to a new pattern, and it's kind of like messing with you. So that I get, but it's just not something I'm personally a fan of. But one thing I do really like is that this game doesn't tell you where you need to go, so to speak. Like, it has points that you need to make your way to, but it doesn't tell you how to get to them. Personally, I would prefer not being told at all and just exploring by myself. Sorry. Like what they do with Super Metroid and Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. So yeah. However, as you can plainly see, my biggest absolute major complaint is the post-game stuff. Because, like, how the hell would you know to, like, do a dash in two different areas to, like, enter a completely different one through what appears to be a glitch? How would you translate the alien language so you can understand it? In fact, how would you think to? Like, usually games that have that have other languages in them that are puzzle related often come with translators. It's like you need to find the translator in order to make it readable. But I haven't seen any sort of translator thing in this game. When I was looking at the guides, there was nothing like that. So it's like this game expects you to translate it yourself, which on one half I can actually see that being a very cool thing to some people, because I can imagine I'm looking at the mindset from kids in the 80s who, when they would play the original Legend of Zelda or the original Metroid, they would draw out their own maps so they could get an understanding of what to do. So I can see the appeal in that, and I think one of the Metal Gear games required you to use coding translations so you can get the right codex calls, and I think it was for one of the original 8-bit ones. Don't remember which one though. So I can see that sort of appeal, but I think that's a little too absurd, especially in this day and age, when so many games are being released nowadays. I'm at a constant rate where people just don't. I don't think people really have the patience for this sort of stuff anymore, unless it's a game they're very passionate about. So I see the translation as an extremely fickle thing, and one I think is a no-go, but that's my opinion. But like, using the keyboard to actually, in very specific spots, like using like built-in glitches to get to strange areas, changing your current equipment around so you can access specific points, and constantly rinse and repeating the insta-kill spike maze. Like, I think it's too much. And the worst part is that I don't think it has anything to do with the story. Now, I loved this game's story, how, like, it's a derelict space station, something's gone wrong. And I liked the fact that it was a computer virus, and the fact that your character is a robot, so it brought that lingering thoughts, like, what's stopping the virus from infecting me? And then you find out in the ending that nothing is stopping it. It was secretly attached itself to you the entire time. Now, I always thought that was a bad... Well, yeah, obviously that is a bad ending. But I thought it was a case where you needed to, like, complete the entire game 100%. And then go and then beat the virus again, and it will launch a different ending. Like, you find a way to prevent yourself from being infected, or some sort of alternate take where you decide to sacrifice yourself just to stop the virus from being destroyed. And to be fair, that technically does exist, but I think they took the wrong route with it. Like, the fact that they have a post game which they don't tell you, the fact that you have to accomplish all these ridiculous roundabout things without any sort of hint other than translating the alien language, which I don't think people these days would actually do. Like, and you saw, like, if you've been watching the series, you saw exactly the kind of shit this game was giving me. Now, can I still recommend this game? My answer is yes and no. Play the game, but unless you really, really want to do, like, the true final boss and all the post-game stuff, honestly, I'd say, like, just play the game normally and just beat the virus once and have that ending, because while it's an unsatisfactory ending, sadly, it's, to me, at this point, with how much I've been putting into this game, honestly, that ending's becoming a better ending the more I look at it, because it's something that makes sense in the context of the game's story. And while it's unsatisfactory, it is still an interesting ending by its own regard, because to be fair, not every game has to have a happy ending. And I did like the game's horror elements because of it. Like, but I think, like, again, because they went through all these weird glitches, these weird, like, alternate realities, like, constantly rebeating the game, making some weird-ass time loop. Those I don't think have anything to do with the game's story, unless the true final boss is you beating the virus for good and escaping completely free. If that's the ending, then I guess that would be worth it. But with how much shit I've gone through in this, and with how many guides I've had to look at, like, this game is shockingly unheard of for the most part. I also just realized one of my spots has bled a bit. Don't worry, I'm fine. But yeah, like, apparently this game isn't popular enough to have these many guides, or at least tips and tricks, because I think most of the guides came from the official devs. But again, they, like, when they say go back to the glitch room, but they don't tell you, but they never mentioned it in any previous parts of the guide. Like, what am I supposed to do? I've looked up so many guides at this point trying to find that one bit, and I haven't found it. I'm always getting the result, not the method to get to the result. Like, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to consider this the finale, and I'm not going to be playing it anymore. However, if anyone in the comments, like, shows how to get to that ending, and actually shows video proof on how to get to that ending, then I will go back to this game and try to finish it off. But for now, I'm ending this pretty much for good. Because of how little comments I get on anything, I wouldn't be surprised if I never pick this game up again. Now, one thing I have decided on is that one of the games for the Triple Triad will be a Metroidvania game, and I've got a very good one that I want to do for next week. Once again, I apologize if this isn't what you wanted to see, but like, I think I've made it clear just how much trouble I was having with this one game. Once again, I'd still recommend this game to anyone, but don't bother with the post-game stuff. Just play the game normally how you'd want to play it. Only consider the post-game stuff if you've got a guide or if you're just that determined. But either way, I'm going to end it off here and get to the next game. I really didn't want to end on a sour note. I really did want to beat the final boss, but I can't keep playing this game any longer because frankly I'm just so sick of it. I don't know if the devs of this game are ever going to listen to this, but if they are, like, don't get me wrong, this game is great, but it needs more breadcrumbs for its secrets. Because frankly, I don't see how anyone could have found any of this stuff without a walkthrough. Anyway, time for me to move on to the next game. Once again, if anyone if anyone tells me how to get to, like, the true final boss and have a video to prove them doing it, I will go back to this game. But for now, I'm gonna move on to the next one, and I'm gonna take a short break. See you in a bit.